Wait, I got to show you something really cool here. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to be live yet. Hold on. Well, hi, everybody. We're live. I was going to do a surprise and be like, guess where I am? But I kind of spoiled that earlier. I'm sitting here in Ohio live with Bev Morrison. Hey. So you guys, we did a test earlier and there was a little bit of buffering issues. We were going to go outside. Hopefully you can hear us all. Let me put the comments on here so we can see them. As you can see, I'm showing Bev back screen a little bit. We've got a really great show for you tonight. When you type in here, you can change the overlays. We can play background music. I usually have headphones plugged in so I can hear what's going on. So I am going to count on everybody watching to leave a comment. Let us know if it's syncing up okay. We had a little trouble earlier, but then it worked out. So we're hoping that everything is just fine and that you can hear us fine. We're both mic'd. Yes. Testing mic number 1.
Testing.
So, hey, Betty, welcome. Glad you're back.
Hi, Betty.
So, Betty, I'm going to ask you and putting you on the spot since you commented. Is it better than earlier when we did the test? Are we syncing up with audio and video? Is it syncing up okay? We have all the Wi-Fi turned off everywhere else. Let us know. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, all the Wi-Fi turned off except for this one.
Except for this one. And we have an air conditioner running and we're mic'd. So we want to make sure you guys can hear us. Diane says, working good, ladies. Thank you.
Good.
It's better. Yay.
Okay, good.
Well, we've got a show for you tonight because, first of all, we're going to go on Wednesday night. And obviously we decided to put it off till tonight because the new moon is tomorrow, right?
New moon is Monday.
Monday. The new moon in Gemini is Monday. And since I was coming here for the weekend, we figured we'd just do it live and surprise you guys.
Just do a nice surprise, yeah. I'm glad that Lynda made it. We've been having a good time today.
Yes, just getting everything settled here. If anybody was here in the beginning, I played a little intro that I made for Bev, just something. If you heard the audio on that, let me know. Because, like I said, I can't hear because I don't have my headphones in for this setup. But let me know if you heard that. Hi, Amy. Hey, Diane, Betty, C, welcome back. Looking fine, don't worry about it. Better than earlier, good. Very good. Very good to hear that. Okay, so I guess we can proceed knowing that all audio and video is good.
Okay.
And you haven't seen the moon since the eclipse, and you're out in California, right, Betty? You're still in California? So.
I gotta get comfortable.
Yeah, get comfortable. So she sends me her notes in advance for Wednesday night, and it was bullet point after bullet point after bullet point of all of the astrological things that are going on right now.
A lot.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that we try to handle like the most important things and just show them that chart really quick because there's a lot going on. I don't know exactly what this means. Yeah. There it is. But see all that down in here? There's something going on. I know she's going to talk about this stuff going on. But I'm gonna just let you start in what's going on because, you know, people are feeling things. They're vortexing. Tina was on earlier for our test, and she said she could see our vortexing. All of us, when we look straight up in the air, we're all like getting the dizzy vortex spins.
Yeah. Big time. And trying to walk has been fun.
Right. Getting back in your body in the morning when you wake up. It's like, oh, first you have to get over this. Oh, I'm back here again. And then once you get over that, you got to get all the way back in your body, and you got to wiggle wobble and
get your sea legs.
Yeah, get your sea legs off. Right, get your land legs, I mean. We've had sea legs.
I don't know. I'm not sure some days.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, well, let's talk about whatever you want to talk about first, astrology-wise.
Well,
what's happening?
What's everybody kind of feeling out there? We do still have Mercury in retrograde. That goes out on the 3rd of June. I don't know if people are still having issues with that, but just with all the energies right now, we've got two. When
you said what's everybody feeling?
Yeah.
Does Mercury retrograde, that affects the things like communications and stuff like that? Does anybody put in the comments if you guys have been noticing anything about that? Like what's going on with that? Because I haven't had any problems with Mercury retrograde other than my GPS taking me like 2.5 hours out of the way to get here.
Yes.
That might be a Mercury retrograde issue, especially with the cost of gas.
Yes. Yeah, that could do it.
It says it was taking me the safe way to avoid a storm, but it's okay. I'm here.
Yes, you made it. That was the main part. I'm looking at the comments. I usually can't see the comments, so this is new for
Yes,
me.
Amy's saying high energy, then really tired. Yes, like
And
you want to nap all the time.
yes, you get up and you have all this energy, and I see Betty talking about the sadness. That's a lot of that eclipse energy still moving through.
All right, Betty, I'm sorry. You've been sad the last few days.
Hang in there. It will get better. Just ride this last wave out because we got some good stuff happening with this Gemini new moon.
Ups and downs, I feel you. And people around Amy, she said they're pop offish. Is that pop offish?
Very, very, a lot of that right now.
I need glasses to see across to this. But it's further away than I'm used to. But
And I got bifocals and I'm having to move my head to read them. That's all right.
we were
We're here.
joking. This is what happens when you get old. No,
Yes. Yes. We don't want to say that too loud.
we're not getting old.
No, I'm not getting
No.
old. I refuse to.
This body isn't getting worn down. No,
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
All right, what's going on?
Well, just looking at, we do have Mercury retrograde until the 3rd of June. And today we had Venus in her Taurus, which is a good thing. Venus is in its home sign in Taurus. So that's a positive movement there. And then tomorrow we have Mars conjunct Jupiter in Aries. So you're talking about people being pop offish. Aries is about the warrior, going out, doing things, action, not thinking, very little thought to what you're doing. So yeah, the reaction of people and things that have been in the news, I was not surprised because we have we got 4 planets in Taurus and we have 3 planets right now in Aries. So we've got Mars, Jupiter, and Chiron in Aries, the planet of the warrior.
All right, wait. So let's stop there for a sec because you said Venus went into
Taurus today.
Taurus today.
Today, yes.
Did anybody else feel like sometime this week they woke up and they just knew? First morning thoughts, you just knew you were on a different timeline? Did anybody else? When you talk about timeline jumping before, there was a bunch of people coming in saying, no, we're on the one true timeline now. Maybe. But did anybody else feel like they woke up and just reality had shifted as they knew it, or there was something gone, something missing that
Just felt
it
different.
just was? Yes. Did anybody go through that? I like to say that's a timeline change, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. How do we know? But did anybody else feel that? You guys waking up with that? Hi, Patricia. Welcome. Let us know in the comments if you felt that as well. So we had Venus going to Taurus today, and you said there's 4 other planets?
Yeah, there's 4 planets in Taurus right now. We've got Venus, the North Node, Uranus, and Mercury retrograde.
And the North Node is stuff that we came into this life to take care of, right?
It's our destiny, fate. It's what we came in here to do this time around. So we've got all that in Taurus, and then we've got those planets in Aries. So when planets go into Aries, they're starting a new cycle. So Mars going in tomorrow. Wait a minute, I'm wrong on that. Excuse me. Mars is conjunct Jupiter tomorrow in Aries. So Mars is starting its next 2-year cycle. Jupiter is starting its new 12-year cycle. And Jupiter is about expansion. Jupiter takes everything and blows it up. So you have Mars the warrior in Aries, okay, starting a new cycle. Then you have Jupiter join, which intensifies everything that Mars is about. Depending on whether you have it on the higher or the lower expressions, you've got a lot of energy there for people losing their cool, people just losing their,
Losing their
tempers. Yeah, people just going off the deep end. And if everybody's been watching things out there right now, it's just right for it. Unfortunately, but if we look at it and use it in the higher expressions, you can use it for starting new things.
Okay.
Let's see, we're going forward. We got the 2-year cycle with Mars. So what am I going to do for the next 2 years? How am I going to take this forward?
The 2-year cycle.
Mars.
That's
Mars
all
is a 2-year
Mars.
cycle.
Hmm.
And Jupiter has the 12
I
years.
feel like Mars moves faster than 2 years around, but that's what. Oh, I'm thinking of Mercury. Mercury
You're
does
thinking
not
of
faster.
Mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mercury's fast.
Mars. Oh no.
Yes, Mars is the warrior. And you have Eris in there too. Eris is in Aries too, which is the female warrior. So we've got both warriors being activated right now. This is a time that astrology can be used for good and bad, and that's all I'm going to say on that. There's a lot of higher impulsiveness right now is, I think, about the best way that I can explain it.
Do you think the impulsiveness is that just Mars, or do you think that has anything to do with Mercury in retrograde? And like Or do you think it's just a combination?
I think it's the combination, because now you have Jupiter conjunct Mars tomorrow. It starts, and that's going to be for several days till it moves away from it. So you have Jupiter expanding, Mars beating the drum, saying, "Hey, the warrior, let's go," and Jupiter coming in and saying, "Okay, let's do this up big. How can we do it?" And it expands and makes things flow. Jupiter does.
Okay.
So if you're using it in the positive way, yeah, Jupiter can make things easier for you, so you can take things forward, start your new 2-year cycle with Mars being there in Aries. So we've got a lot of new energies, but we got that impulsive and the rashness, which Aries is known for.
Okay.
In the lower expressions. So it depends on what you kind of want to use it for.
Higher expression.
Higher expression, definitely.
Higher expression. Give me the higher love. That song just popped into my head. Oh
no.
Give me the.
I'm going to break that song.
What are the words of that? Give me your higher love. Do.
Oh, no.
Do.
Us in the same room together. Yeah, it's very interesting. We kind of bounce off each other. It's been cool.
We've been having a lot of senior moments too.
Yes.
Just you're all good. All part of it.
Yeah,
it's part of the symptoms, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is, honestly, the senior moments. Our brains, our brain just can't handle more because we've taken in so much in this lifetime, so much to bring us into the present moment, that when new stuff comes in, even a thought, we're talking about a thought, it's happening so fast
that we just, what we're talking about.
Right, because we're already in the next now. Like now is the only moment. Now is the only moment. Now is the only moment. Infinity, ad nauseum. So I think that's what it is. It's just that our brains are filled to capacity now. So we have to upgrade, you guys. We have to evolve as a species, right? Because our brains just can't hold anymore. That's my theory.
I agree with you. I think so.
I think so. Patricia, love you too. She's in the UK. Wonderful.
Oh, wow.
I think you guys forget. Oh, you know what? Lullaby and good night. Sweet dreams, Patricia. Do, 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 do. We love you. Thank you for being here. We'll try to talk softly so you can go to sleep. Actually, can you hear me? I wonder how well this mic works. Tell me this, you guys. Can you hear what I'm saying now? I just want to know if you can hear the whisper, because we can whisper. She's laughing, but can you hear it? Can you hear the whisper? We'll wait. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So we got Mars causing all kinds of havoc now for the next 2 years.
Yes.
Or not. He's just coming. I think he's been bored lately. He's been doing nothing, right? Mars has been kind of in a timeout.
Yes.
And now he's back in the show. So get ready for some battles.
In Pisces, Mars has been in Pisces, so he came out of the Pisces energy. He's just kind of floating around, not really in his strong part. Aries is Mars' home sign, so he's ready to get out the gate. It's like, okay, let's go. I've been sitting here floating around in the waters. We wound this stuff up now. Okay, what are we going to do next?
Okay.
Let's take it ahead.
They said they can hear me whisper, so I'm whispering.
Pushing us to take action. Yes, definitely.
Amy's right on it. Yep.
Definitely.
And Amy felt something shift on Wednesday. I don't know if I got that comment up or not, but she said something about shifting.
On Wednesday?
On Wednesday.
Okay.
She felt it in the morning. Yeah, when you wake up, it's like, when you wake up, if you just take a second, even if you suddenly wake up and you're thrown back into your body, just take a minute to say, okay, where was I just at? What was I just doing? And most importantly, what was I just feeling?
Yes.
I taught this on one of my original videos back in the day, when I first started my channel, about dream recall and how to do it. And that's a system I developed. Those 3 questions. It's very easy. I shared it with everybody, so I'm sharing it with you guys now too. Literally, where was I just at? What was I just doing? And what was I just feeling? And if you ask yourself those 3 questions and just pause and wait for it, you'll have some kind of dream recall, and you can stretch that memory out. And if you don't get the dream recall, at least you'll have some kind of feeling. And especially if you're dizzy and you're not knowing where you're going, oh my God, back here again. All right, what was I just doing? Most of us are doing work and getting upgrades and all kinds of things happening in dream time. So when this body rests, our consciousness does not. We go out and about. And I know you guys all know that. I'm preaching to the choir.
And you wake up and feeling like you haven't slept at all. That's the thing I've been feeling a lot lately.
Yes.
For sure.
Oh, yes. Are you waking up with headaches?
I have a couple mornings.
Yeah, like
yeah,
pressure around in the eyebrow area, kind of
there
up
and in the
here.
back of my neck, behind my one ear,
Mhm.
on the right hand side. Yeah, I've been feeling a lot of that, the headaches and.
Is anybody else getting pains like right in the middle of their, like right under their neck, in between the shoulder blades? Because that's where the hump would be. That's where your galactic cord connects. So when you're getting upgrades and things like that, yeah. So when things are happening, or if there's, you know, it reminds you to like sit up straight, you know, help the Kundalini flow better. All right, you can get back to your notes. Sorry.
That's all right. No,
I keep
yeah,
sidetracking.
'cause there's just so much here. I'm trying to figure out which way to go. Well, okay, so you had Mercury in retrograde on June 3rd. It will go forward. So what it's done, it started out it was in Gemini. Mercury retrograde was in Gemini. Well, it retrograded back into Taurus. So that's where it backed up into the last couple of degrees of Taurus, and now it's going to go forward. So it's been over this degree point once, and now it's going forward. So you take everything from that, and it goes back into Gemini. So it's like the process. When it went retrograde and started backing up over those same points, and those were the same points that
Chiron?
no, that's the Aries.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I started to say that for a second. I had to look again, but
I'm reading her thoughts now. That's bad.
that is bad. But with it going back into Taurus, so all the things that we've been evaluating with that North Node in Taurus, as far as what we want to take forward, what our values are, what we've learned, what we want to take ahead, what we realize no longer resonates. So it's backing up, giving us that extra look in Taurus before it goes ahead in Gemini. So it'll be moving forward, and that will be on the 3rd of June. It'll start moving, and it'll go from Taurus back into Gemini, and that's when things will really pick up. Gemini is a very busy sign. It's an air sign. It's all about communications. And it's usually a busy time of year. If you think about it, it's the time everybody's taking their vacations and starting to do things for the summer. And it's a lot of communications, a lot of things coming through, information. So that's good because we have everything going on here with Pluto and Saturn too. So we've got so much involved here. That's why I have this whole page of notes, and it's hard to.
Guys, look, like all these bullet points. That's all the astrological things going on. That's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. So when you were talking about it, when it's retrograde and it goes back over the degree points, that's like saying, like you said, are you sure you got the lesson?
Yes.
Just double checking.
Yes.
Just double checking. Yeah. All right. Let me go to the comments real quick here because I see they're moving. They're moving and cruising. You guys are answering. Thank you very much. Let's see. Knowledge. Let's see. Okay. So as far as waking up waking up tired but not cranky. Good, Melanie. That's good. Patricia had a massive. Yeah.
That's happening with me too.
The left side is the light, and then the right side is the night, as we know, like say divine feminine, divine masculine. So yeah, I've had tones come in, but that's how you know what dimensional frequency it is. So it'll be either 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th, you know, on the odd side is the left side, and the even side. So if it's 6th dimensional frequency coming in, you're going to hear it in your right side ear. And pressure, yes, feeling that like right in here, that's the pineal gland decalcifying, all the upgrades going on with that. And Melanie was feeling it from the galactic cord, probably all the way down to the tailbone is what you were talking about there. Left side intense, but not bothering you. Whoops. Oh yeah, Amy, you're right. Lots of solar flares.
Yes, we've had a lot.
A lot was going on today.
Yeah.
There was spikes like crazy today. We could see in advance a little bit that it was coming, and we looked at it at 10. We knew at 10:30 we were going to get a major pop, and sure enough, we could feel those energies, I think. Or did we?
Yeah.
I think I skipped a couple of these here. Hold on. All right, left side jaw.
Driving me nuts.
It's too far away.
I keep having to look up and down. So I look like the bobbleheaded doll, we know why. Because I'm looking at the screen and then backing up to my nuts.
Diane is also getting the jaw clenching too. Yeah. And you know what's good to stop jaw clenching and everything? I learned a long time ago. If you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth when you're sleeping, if you notice that you clench or you're tense, take a second, take a deep breath, and really physically make yourself loose, like shoulders drop, relax. You'll notice how tense you are where you're holding it. But your jaw, if you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, you'll notice your jaw will immediately relax. So that's just a little hack.
I found that out by accident. Yeah.
Did you?
Didn't know why I was doing it. And then when you said it, yeah, it makes sense why.
Amy felt the jaw as well. And Melanie's pineal glands. Yes, pineal glands. You guys got it. You know what you're talking about. Love you too, Mel. Earring and hey, Warren, welcome to the stream. Both ears. I get it like different times. I won't get them at the same time. It's never at the same time for me.
I hear you, Melanie, and laughing about the flares. It's just been crazy. One thing after another. It's been like the flares coming in, then you had the CMEs, then you have the Schumann going crazy. It's like they haven't been giving us any rest. It's like it'll take you and it'll plunge you way up and then way back down. At least that's been my experience in the last week or so.
Betty's saying she's been in bed all day and she's about to go on a 4-mile walk, maybe.
Oh, wow.
4 miles. Good for you. You're really on it. Keep at it, girl. Keep at it. That's all I can say is keep at it. You're doing a great job.
Definitely.
Tongue on the roof of your mouth also controls energy in and out of the body. Melanie, thank you for bringing that up. That's one of the things they teach you in Reiki when you're learning at the Reiki master level. You teach your students to hold the position, and you do what would, I guess for females, if you were going to hold your pee, or practice, what's that, Kegel, kind of like squeeze down there. If you hold that down there and you put the tongue on the roof of your mouth, it keeps the energy, it brings the energy in through the crown, it brings it in and it keeps it swirling, so you can transmit the energy and you won't be grounding it automatically. So when you want to transmit the healing signals and you want to transmit like attuning somebody, when you're attuning somebody to Reiki, that's one of the things the master learns is how to hold that position for long periods of time because you have to blow the symbols into their auric field and place them in their palms and all that kind of stuff. So that's a fun one. All right, what else we got here? You learn that in meditation. Yes. All right, digging the charts now. Oh, good. Yeah, Melanie, check the charts. See what's going on with the Schumann if you don't mind. That would be great.
Be curious to see. Well, what I'm looking at is I'm giving you a little bit of the astrology up to the new moon on the 30th. Now, all these things are going to be into effect. So we have like all these aspects. Yeah.
2 days.
Yes. All these aspects occurring within that new moon. That's what really makes it interesting. It's not a typical Gemini new moon. It's because Mercury is still retrograde, and 3 days later, it'll go forward. So it's kind of like right now, it's a time of reviewing, but we have a lot of support. Looking at this chart, Lynda, I'm going to show you this chart while I'm talking about it. Okay.
Oh, goody.
So you see Pluto up here?
Yep.
Pluto up here. Pluto is supporting the North Node and is also supporting Mercury.
Is that why it's the triangle for a trine?
Yeah, that green line. So you have Pluto supporting the changes that we're going through. And that's a good thing because Pluto looks at the long term. Pluto looks to make sure things are done in the correct way. It's all about rebirth. Yeah, so it's helping, it's supporting the North Node and Mercury at this point.
Okay, good.
So we have the support of Pluto, and then we have Saturn over here, and Saturn is squaring the nodes. So Saturn's saying, okay, Pluto's helping you out, but wait a minute.
I'm going to give you the test.
Let me put the brakes on it. Let's have a pause.
Thanks, Saturn.
Let's stop. Yeah.
Saturn.
Looking at my watch, okay. Yeah. It's the whole thing. So Saturn's kind of in there giving us a little bit of
balance.
A hard time.
It's trying to balance it, right? And the duality BS. Thanks, Saturn. You couldn't just let Pluto help. Come on.
Right. And we got that going on. But over here, so you look at it, you take it a level further. You have Neptune over here.
I'm sorry. Just saw Melanie's comment, tongue and gaggle.
Oh, my God.
I'm not going to go there. All right. Anyway.
That's okay. All right. Let's see. So you have Neptune over here. And Neptune is... Stop, Lynda. You get me laughing.
Just one word. One word. She says tongue and kegel. Kegel. Yeah. All right. Anyway, go ahead. I won't laugh.
That's okay. Okay, so you have Saturn with a square to the nodes, and you have Pluto with a trine that's supporting the North Node. So Pluto is bringing in the things that we need to, and that's at a deeper level. Pluto is the depths of the ocean, those things that we're bringing in. So Pluto's helping us dig those things up. Maybe there are some things we thought we've healed, and I've heard several people say it too. I've listened to a couple things over the last few days, and it's not even been astrology, about things coming back up around for that final look through. That's what Pluto's doing here in the last degrees, but he's supporting it so you can finally clean it up, dig it out, get it out of there so we can go forward.
Doesn't it feel like we've been doing that forever, though?
Yes.
I
Yes,
know.
it does.
And I think that's because it's time, and it takes time. It's not just like light switch, here's your purge. It's the
Yes.
final countdown, and it's done. It's not like that. It
No.
takes time.
It's a
Just
process,
like any
Lynda.
plan, any process.
Process.
I
My
had
favorite
somebody,
word.
oh my God, me too. My favorite word.
Yeah, I'm being very sarcastic if you could.
Same here. Crazy. No, it's a, I had somebody say this to me one time, just like this. It's a process. And I just can never get that out of my head. Anytime someone says, it's a process now, I'm like, it's a process. I can hear that. And it just, we agreed to it though.
Yes, we did.
All right. I like this chart. This is pretty with all the colors too.
And that way I can kind of explain it. That's what I've been doing. You just can't see me because you weren't here.
But I'm here now.
You're here now, so now I can walk you through this. You're learning too.
On Blueberry, I found my thrill.
Yeah, there's Blueberry Hill back there.
On Blueberry
No doubt.
Hill. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's nice. We'll have to get some of that footage up.
Yes.
Looking at this too, okay, so we got Neptune supporting us too. We also have Neptune making a sextile to Pluto, and also it's sextiling the North Node. So Neptune is the 5D, the spiritual self, 5D and above. Neptune's also bringing in the support, and Pluto's helping Neptune bring in the spiritual support with the downloads and everything coming through. Because when Mercury goes direct on the 3rd, it's going to be Mercury and
3rd.
Taurus. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, June 3rd.
June 30th. Is it? Yeah.
So Mercury and Taurus is going to trine Pluto from June 3rd to the 12th. And Neptune's involved in that with another aspect. So from the 3rd to the 12th, really keep your eyes open and see. See what comes across your field. See what comes back around and what's brought to your attention. A lot of times this brings up people from your past, things that haven't been unsettled. Maybe sometimes people you haven't heard of, an ex popping up out of nowhere. That's a lot of this energy too. But it's very beneficial for the spiritual growth and the spiritual messages coming through from the 3rd to the 12th.
I know what Betty's going to be singing. Betty's going to be singing, all my exes live in Texas.
Oh, you don't. Diane, don't start laughing. We did.
Well, Betty lived in Texas, so she's going to be singing that. All right.
I did a parody of that years ago. That's why I'm laughing. I'm waiting for the laughter from the other room. Okay. So you have Neptune doing the support, and also so you then here's what we got: Jupiter and Mars together. And
Which one's Jupiter?
Okay, this one's Jupiter,
all right,
and that's Mars.
Okay.
So they're working together, and they're also helping Neptune. You see the sextile; it's got another sextile, and they're helping with this Gemini new moon. So you have a lot being brought in.
Oh, that is that the moon there?
That's the sun and moon where they're going to be at in the new moon.
Okay.
So all these angles, as you see those lines, that's when you know the aspect. So all this is involved in a chart. So that's why this chart, it took me a little while to sit down, and it's hard to kind of break it down because there's so many things going on in this chart at once.
Yeah, everything's all like squished up right in
Yes.
here. What's this and this?
Okay, this is Taurus and this is Gemini.
Oh, all right.
this
So
is
everything's
all in Taurus.
everything is literally crammed into that
Right.
and a little bit between these two.
Right. So you have a lot of Gemini energy with
Yeah.
these two here.
Yeah.
You have a lot of Taurus energy, and you have the Aries energy. So there's like, it's all
Is that
kind
Aries?
of,
Is that Aries?
Aries is here.
Okay.
And it's got Jupiter and Mars, but it also has Chiron. And it also has Eris in there. Eris is a dwarf planet that they've done. Laura Walker did a book that's amazing on Eris. She's like the female warrior. So she is the female counterpart of Mars. And she's in Aries too. So we have all that warrior energy in Aries. So we're going to use it for the higher, or we're going to use it for the lower. And I think we're seeing that play out on the stage as we speak with everything that's going on.
I feel like you were talking about maybe in the last update we did 2 weeks ago. I feel like you were talking about Chiron, and I was going, oh no. And you were like, no, because he healed. Or maybe we were talking off camera about this. I was worried about Chiron and going back like 2 more years. Like, we already healed all this. Don't tell me we've got to do it again. And you're like, no.
No,
It's
Chiron's
okay.
moving ahead now. Matter of fact, Chiron's moving to 1 more degree point ahead. So those things are healed.
Good.
We're taking that out. Okay, we're putting it towards where the North Node is at, and we're growing that. We're taking the healed wound
And
We're
moving to the
taking
next
out-
degree of the healed wound.
Right. And we're helping people heal from what we've healed.
Wait, is he done the cycle? Has he is Chiron finished the cycle, or does he still have a couple more degrees to go, or what?
Oh,
or-
he's still in Aries.
Oh, he's
gonna
just
be
getting
in
started
Aries.
then.
He was he's been back and forth retrograde. Chiron's one of those ones that it'll spend different amounts of time in different signs. It spends a lot of time in Aries. So if you have Chiron and Aries in your natal chart, it stays there longer. So it's been since 2018. It was going back and forth over that point in Aries. Okay. So now it's moving forward finally, and it's taking those healed things that we did, and now we're able to take what we learned and help others to heal those same wounds.
Amy said she's got Chiron and Aries.
Okay, so you've been feeling it since 2018. I can almost bet.
2018
Amy.
was sucked.
Yes.
2018 was not a good year. Betty says no, it was Illinois. Let's pop it back up. She's got an X popping back up. She hasn't stopped laughing and giggling. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad we could entertain you, Melanie. And I know it's not Melanie, but I'm using your name that you have on here, you know. And she has a lot to learn. Okay. So Chiron and Aries, is that a good thing? Just asking for you, Amy.
Well, you probably just went through your Chiron return, and I don't know what your age is, but usually between 49 and 51, Chiron comes back to the point it was in your natal chart. So when it meets up in your chart with where your natal Chiron was at, that's when you have your Chiron return. There's a lot of healing done. And that's been going on since 2018 when it first started back in Aries.
Between 49 and 51?
Yes. Is when your Chiron return is, depending on where it's at in your chart.
That was like right around when James died for me.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it was right after I lost my mom.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Chiron can be.
Yes.
The wounded healer wants to wound others. No, I know. He's trying to help you heal.
But once you start working on the healing, then you can help others with what you've healed.
Right.
And it just kind of, you pass it on down the line. And we've got major support for those lessons right now. We've got all the spiritual support that we can get. We've got Neptune in there supporting Pluto. It's supporting the North Node.
Amy said she's 47, so she's coming right up on her Chiron return.
Okay. All right. She's coming up on her Chiron return. Yeah.
Melanie says she wishes she knows where hers were. Well, Melanie, Bev does personal charts readings. I don't have anything in the description box except maybe a standard upload that goes by default. So if you guys want something before I get a chance, which will probably be next week when I get back, like early next week, try to remind me if I forget. I usually like to put, yeah. Well, I usually like to put your website and your links in the description, like right up top after the first little paragraph or something. So if you guys want a personal reading from Bev, my souls with an S song.com. Let me see if I can find
Songs.com.
Yeah, let me see. I think.
But you can go into Cafe Astrology and run a free natal chart. So you can see kind of where your stuff is at.
Well, they don't tell you where Chiron is in those, do they? The North Nodes and all? I think they just basic chart readings. Or can they get that?
See, and then it's got, once you print it out, and it tells you what each one is, and it shows you what house it's in and everything.
Yeah, but if you don't know what you're doing, like you don't know what these symbols are, you know what I'm saying? You may not know what it means. But at least if she gets it,
she can kind of look.
So you can get one for free, but if you want to get one with a reading and with Bev, you know, go to her website and she'll just email her. And your email is my soul songs. Yeah, see the website running at the bottom, guys? Not mine, hers. Go to mysoulsongs@gmail.com. Send her an email if you want a private reading.
So I'll tell you what, that's how I got started into astrology. I was going through the Chiron return. I'd lost my mom. And somebody had a class on Chiron. And then I got into some other stuff. And that's what got me on this journey. That's why I'm doing charts now and sharing astrology, because it helped me so much. That Chiron is such a deep wound and it goes so deep. It can take you down. It really can. But those lessons learned, then you can take it out and help others. And that's how I got doing all this, Lynda.
All right, now let me ask you too, while you're here, because Melanie doesn't know her birth time. So if somebody doesn't know their birth time, you can still put in the date of birth, but you want to watch if there's something that's on the cusp. And how can she tell if it's on the cusp from that chart?
Okay, if there isn't a birth time, they'll have you put in 12 noon as that day.
12 noon.
And you know that there are certain planets like the moon, the sun, and Mercury will make a difference. They may be in one sign or another depending on what your birth time was. So you kind of narrow it down and see what sounds familiar to a chart, you can look at it and say, okay, if this was,
And
this is
Venus.
what I'm looking at.
Venus too, because that's on the inside too, right? From Earth.
It is, but it doesn't move as fast. Mercury, the sun, and moon are the three that can make a big difference in your chart.
So Mercury,
Big
the
time.
sun, and moon. If you're on the cusp of something, then the birth time might help.
Yeah, a couple degrees off, but you can get a pretty accurate reading, even without the time. But it's better if you have it. If there's one that is off a little bit, sometimes you can narrow it down by looking at themes in somebody's chart. And yes, this resonates, or no, this doesn't.
Yeah,
no, you can do it.
It's really good for people to know that too. And so, yes, she is a natural. She's a natural. Okay, I know you got more stuff on that list too.
Oh, I got a lot to go through.
There's so much stuff. Like everything she told you already is still so much going on, because you can get into, you can listen to other astrology readers and everything, and they'll talk about like one thing, and they can do 40 or 50 minutes talking about just a couple of aspects.
Yes.
That's just trying to give you everything that you need, like the meat and potatoes of it. And then you can go make your ice cream sundae after, with all the goodies of what each planet and all that means, and other people like Molly McCord or Laura Walker, or all the people that give the really great in-depth things about each planet and all that too. But you give the meat and potatoes, and you're like right there with the information. I love it. And she's a great teacher. I can't wait till her courses come out.
Yes.
You do courses, right?
Yes, I am. I am. I'm thinking about something else too, but I'm not going to jinx myself by saying it, because every time I do, then I get behind and it doesn't happen the way I want. But I've got some ideas with working some charts in some other ways, maybe offering something else to look at transits or something. But yeah, I mean, I'm not the astrologer that just concentrates on what's happening out. I look at your chart and do like a personal thing, but I still overlook the general astrology. But this is not my forte. I mean, this is not what I specialize in. I specialize in the 4 areas in your chart and kind of put things together from there and do the personal readings. But to me, this is fascinating, because there's so many things. All those planets are involved. They're making different aspects. So you start putting the puzzle pieces together is what it's doing when you look at the whole chart like that, if that makes sense.
The puzzle pieces. And she says this not lightheartedly, because she's got a 1,000-piece puzzle out there. It's a whole bunch of cats and puzzle pieces in the puzzle.
Yes.
And it's crazy. It's crazy fun too.
Yeah, I'm the puzzle
Hi, Jade.
person.
Yeah, we're just like, we're nerds. We're total nerds here.
What can I say?
All right. Jade, nice to see you here. All right. So what else you got going on? I'm just going to read these comments while you're gone.
That's all right. I'm looking, trying to see which way. So we went over Neptune. Okay. And that June 3rd to 12th, just really listen for messages. We still have Saturn squaring the nodes. So you look at Saturn as a 3D. Saturn is about the 3D, and Uranus is about the 5D. So you have Uranus still in Taurus, and we have something coming up with that in about a week. I'm going to do something else on that. But Uranus is a 5D, and Saturn is a 3D. And Saturn is squaring that north node. So Saturn's saying, okay, wait a minute. On the 3D, yeah, you may be getting this information on the 5D. You've got Neptune support. You've got the downloads coming in. But how are you going to put it in the physical world and make it work? And Saturn is about doing things for the long term. Let's do something that's going to last. Let's not flash in the pan. Let's find out how we can make it do for the long term. So we're going to start getting those downloads in. We have been. But it's going to increase even more once Mercury goes direct on the 3rd. Once that goes direct, and Neptune is making the sextiles to the north node, there's going to be a lot of information coming in. And Saturn, being in the square, is going to bring things back in and say, okay, here's what you're getting. You may not have all the details yet, because it's going to kind of be over a period of time. Things are going to fall into place. And Saturn's going to say, wait a minute, okay, this sounds like a great idea, but now let's look at it practically. How can we make this happen? What do we need to change? Are you sure you're looking at this? So it's like a double checking over it during that time. So you have that going on too.
Okay. So first, Melanie, yes, if you don't know your birth time, it doesn't mean your birthday won't give you a lot of information. Just use 12 noon.
Yeah.
And if something looks close, like if Bev's doing your chart for you and she sees something that's right on the cusp, she'll give you the either or scenario so that you'll know, and you'll know what resonates. Just like if you know, let's see, if you look at your sun sign, your moon sign, a lot of people will look at their moon sign and be like, I resonate more with this than I do with my sun sign. But, you'll know what makes sense to you. But she'll give you the either or scenario if there is a cusp question or issue. And Patricia, don't worry if you don't know anything. Like if you've ever looked at your astrology in the newspaper or, read your horoscope for the day or something like that, it's, it might seem like all hokey pokey, whatever, but I guarantee you the elites of the world base their religion. The religion is on astrology. Like there is a lot to the influence of planetary influence and gravitational pull of planets on our bodies. And we're made of stardust and all this other stuff. So I could get into a whole lecture about why it's important and why it matters, but I'm a newbie. She's teaching me. So there is a lot to learn. She's teaching me right here. I'm getting to see the chart in person and she's showing me. So I got firsthand student experience here.
Yes. You're picking up a lot, whether you know it or not.
Just stick around. You'll learn a lot. This girl's a good teacher here.
And it was just through all the pain in my life and that Chiron return, losing my mom. And I learned I love this. It made things make sense. If you tell me why something is happening, which is what my chart did.
Yeah.
If you tell me why it's happening, okay, I know I'm not crazy. All right, this is what I'm dealing with now. What can we do? And I'll look at things in a chart and say, okay, here are the positive things you can do with what you have in your chart. And that to me is what got me started and my passion, my drive for this. I mean, I just can't get enough. Tell her about all my books over there, Lynda. Just all astrology and spiritual.
Her books look like my library. And, I had to give away all my books, which was really sad. And I come here and I feel all the joy because I see books over here and books over here and books over here and bookshelves and library. In the other room, she's got books everywhere. I'm at home here. This is definitely, it's Pleiadian influence, I'm telling you. Pleiadian influence. Anybody that collects books or has a big book collection or loves books, it's a Pleiadian thing. Anyway.
And that's that Taurus point, where we had that one eclipse in November of, it was 2019 or something. So a lot of that stuff is still coming through. There's a lot of Pleiadian energy at work because you got things getting close to that degree point in Taurus.
And they say the Pleiadians are, helping us out quite a bit now. And they're going to be some of the first star family that we get to meet. Which and people are going to be really surprised when they find out that there's humans populating all over the intergalactic community. We've been kind of lied to, and dumbed down.
A lot.
So wait for the good stuff. And really glad you're loving learning with us, Patricia. Yep. Astrology and knowing my chart has helped me so much. Yeah.
That's how I started doing this because I thought, I want to make this make sense. And I was working on me and doing some personal work and things like that. And it helped so much. And then I just couldn't get enough. I kind of shut myself off in my room for about 3 or 4 years and just did astrology. And still, you got to pull me away from it today to take a break.
Melanie had quite a collection. She said some of her books are from the 1800s. And Diane's talking about getting together with Patricia, getting together with everybody. I think Patricia's in the UK, right? Didn't I see that earlier that you're in the UK? I'm glad you stayed up late to watch us. Thank you. And it is fun learning. You're absolutely right, Amy. It's very fun learning. What's that? I fly late now. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, learning's fun. If you stop learning, you stop living. You can always learn something.
And you're going to have people in astrology who've done it for 30 years. And that's what Bonnie McCord will say. She's like, I've been doing this 30 plus years and I still find new things. It just takes it to a deeper level, just like healing emotional wounds. It's just taking it down that deeper level and getting into it. And that's what I think is amazing with it.
So let me ask you this. When you're doing charts, can you plug in a date in the future and see what the alignments are going to look like then?
Yes, and I have an ephemeris for that. I'll show you that later.
I've got a picture of a, what do you call those things? Crop circle. No, but it's not a crop circle. It's like Stonehenge, something. It's like one of these things around sacred sites. And it looks like the outer rings.
Oh, really?
Right. And David Wilcock had put out, oh my God, like 10 or 12 years ago, he had put a video out. Actually, if you go to David Wilcock's channel and you scroll back to the very first videos that he has published on his channel now, I would have done like 10 or 12 years ago. He has like a 4-part series. And in there, he shows something in there that is a side-by-side picture. And he was, at that time, he was talking about 2012 in the Mayan calendar. And he was saying, this kind of lines up with this, but this is a little off. And I was thinking, well, what if it's because it wasn't 2012? So what if we take that picture there of what he was saying and we go and we look and what if we can match that up? I was going to show you that picture.
Oh man.
Actually, I'll show it to you right now. But
you're going to send me down a rabbit hole.
I want to know if
I'm interested. Yeah.
If the planets look like this right now. I'm going to show you right now. You're going to love this. Okay. And tell me I didn't delete it. Wouldn't that be so? Nope. Hold on. There it is. All right. So see, it says the outer part of Avebury Manor matches our outer solar system for a date of December 23rd, 2012. But in this, he explained how it's a little off. But see,
I'll take a dive into that because I'm curious.
I'm good. I'll show you guys the picture. I'm going to email the picture to you. But this was something from a presentation that David Wilcock had done. Oh, that's like reflecting really bad. Sorry.
The crop circles or anything like that. I hadn't thought.
The white one is the Avebury. Wait. Did I say that right? Avebury Manor is the white one. And the one that's black is sorry, I'm blocking your face out there. The one in the black is the one he was saying, but they weren't quite, see how they're not quite lined up?
Not quite.
And he was trying to make it fit into the narrative at that time because everybody was thinking 2012. She's laughing because I blocked out your face. I know it. I know I heard that laughter.
That's all right. That's okay.
All right. Anyway, I'll send this to you right now so I don't forget.
I want to take a dive into that. I'm curious. Yeah, because I hadn't come across that. But I believe the astrology and just there's so much to it. Even the numerology, it all kind of works hand in hand. But I'd never thought about looking at where the planets were at that point. Because it's got to be over some point. I mean, we have to.
Well, if you look at where the planets are now, and then you get that picture, if it's close to now, wouldn't that be cool?
Yes. And you see how things are kind of clustered in that. So I'm not really sure. Things are clustered right now. We got a lot of.
I just don't want to hear plug in the date 2030 though, because that's where they took me to in the future.
Okay.
Right. And 2030 was Agenda 2030 and the elites, and they wouldn't be planning for 2030 unless it was something big. And I'm not saying let's wait till 2030 to say, oh, end of the world stuff, but I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it would just be interesting to see if you fast forwarded to see where the planets were in 2030. Just to see if it's even close.
You can plug it in. You can do all kinds of things.
Oh, cool.
Another rabbit hole for me to go down. That's all right.
We love our rabbit holes, don't we?
Yes.
All right. So where are we at on your list? Have we still got stuff?
I kind of have hit on everything.
Okay. Good. That's a lot, though.
We have been in Gemini season. We went into Gemini on the 20th. And Gemini, again, just there's a lot of things going on. And with these downloads coming through, what Mercury is in Taurus, is going to go direct on the 3rd, and it's going to go back into Gemini. So Gemini is a sign of duality. A lot of times you'll have two choices, two projects, two options. It's a lot of different things. So you're going to have the messages coming in through Neptune from the spirit. And you may have a couple ideas. Saturn's going to pull you to the side and say, okay, now which one of these is going to work? So that's where you come in with that Gemini duality. Okay, I have this idea, but I have the second idea. And it's going to help with some of the narrowing down. But don't be discouraged if you don't have all the answers. It's going to come in this period of time as Mercury goes forward. And we have some other aspects happening in June that I really want to take a look at and talk about more.
Okay. That's good. Amy's saying it was off by 10 years.
It was off by 10 years?
10 years, 2012 would put it to 2022. But there's something I want to know about 2023, too. There's something about 2023 it's just, you start thinking about the time that's got to go by again. Oh, my God, it's a process.
And you know what? I hate to say it, astrology is like that, too. Because when you have that, one of the planets go, and it'll go in retrograde, back up over that, come back forward again. And that's a process too, because each time they meet up again and they make the conjunctions or the other aspects, you're going back through that same thing. So yeah, unfortunately, it all is a process, even when you're dealing with astrology. Yeah. When you have the retrogrades, you have things backing up.
Girl, I'm just trying to deal with getting through day by day.
Aren't we all?
Astrology aside, all this going through time, the body aging, all these things that are out there, the truths that we know that haven't come forward yet, because you got everything that's over here and it's controlled, and you got mainstream media that's not putting out the other truths that are putting out a little bit, but all the stuff that's really coming out, most people, unless they're on this end of it over here, they're not hearing the real truths that are coming out.
No.
Regardless of whether you got, alternative news or Truth Social or all these other things that are trying to compete with mainstream, Nazi control kind of stuff. Even when you're trying to deal with that, it's like, the compression breakthrough that people are looking for is what we were saying earlier, the shot heard around the world.
Yes.
So like if you have an indictment of somebody major, like Fauci or Fauci, or my mom calls him Fauci. Or
I won't tell you what I call him.
Fraudgy. Right. Little troll.
Not very nice.
But you know, when you have, if Gates, anybody, when you start to have people that are held accountable for the crimes that they've committed, then people will start to pay attention to some of these other things and realize they can't get away with it. Like the raids that were going on with the election fraud that just happened, not 2020, talking about the election that just happened for midterms. And they're starting to have raids and they're moving ahead and stuff. But are they covering that in the mainstream news?
No, nothing's being covered.
And if they do, it's such a blip that people are hardly, and they just say it's nothing. It's no big deal. It's same old, same old. We get this every election.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, stop already. We need a major something.
But you know, right now,
I'm looking in the astrology for that. Whenever you give astrology, I'm like, all right, what's lining up that's going to help everybody? You say Pluto, but then you say Saturn's coming in. Well, don't they worship Saturn? Isn't that like Satan for them?
Yeah,
and it's so it's like Saturn's coming and say, no, Pluto, you're not going to tell them the truth. But Pluto's coming and say, but I'm going to help them. No, Pluto's like, I'm going to help them.
And Saturn,
I'm a real boy.
Saturn
I'm a real planet.
The North Node. Saturn is squaring the North Node. So think about it. If they worship Saturn, that's all I got to say. It's squaring the North Node of destiny.
You're saying that, but I'm not catching what you're throwing down.
Okay, Saturn is squaring the North Node, which is destiny. So the destiny that they want.
Oh, he's going up against destiny. Oh, and Pluto's in there going, I'm a real planet.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a lot of that going on, but yeah, it's in there. Think about it. If it's squaring the North Node, so who's going to win? We know who's going to win. We know the light's already won.
God wins. Light wins.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the opposition from Saturn too.
So that right there that you just talked about, that square.
Yes.
When does that start again?
That's going on right now. That's been going on.
And how long does that go on for?
I'd have to look back at my other notes because I kind of.
If you could guesstimate, would it be weeks, months, days, years? Don't say years.
It's not going to be. I don't want to say, Lynda, because you know what? I don't want to really shoot myself in the foot.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's good. At least a couple weeks, I think. Yet, I'll have to get a little more. See, here's the other notes with dates and stuff on here. So Pluto will trine. Pluto's trining and trining them for the 13th. Okay, so let's see if I wrote down how long Saturn was going to be. Let's see if I got that on my
notes look like my notes. I love seeing that.
Sun, Mercury, Saturn. Okay, I just wrote that it's squaring it. I didn't write for how long. Darn it, I was
my notes like scribble. Okay.
It's everywhere. You know, I've got a date somewhere, but I just don't have it now. Okay, Venus is going to be in Taurus until June 22nd, so it's going back over where the North Node is at, and we're still finding out what the next steps are and the things that are coming through in the downloads. Right now, it's, again, a time of trusting spirit. We may not see it in our physical and real world, but we're getting the info to bring it and make it into the real world. That's what's happening with those. So the support from Pluto and then that square to Saturn. There's a lot of things being brought in, and it will be put in as time goes.
All right. So what we have for over the next couple days is the new moon.
Is on Monday.
We've got the Taurus thing going on now. We got a lot going on.
Yeah, that's.
And Mercury's still in retrograde.
Mercury's in retrograde until the 3rd. So it's going to kind of be still communications, a lot of things going on, a lot of info and news coming out, but Mercury's still in retrograde until the 3rd. So you may not be getting whole truth, which we know we don't a lot of times. Just depends on where you're listening. But Mercury goes direct on the 3rd, so really expect things to pick up as far as information coming out, communications, people just kind of dropping the mic and walking away. Yeah.
Mic drops. I love that. So June 3rd, beginning of June is when we can start looking. Well, wait a minute. When is June 3rd? That's this week.
That's this week.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. That's why I got to.
I'm thinking we got the rest of May to go through this.
No. That's
my God. Another brain fart.
Seriously, because I'll look at the clock and we'll think an hour's gone by.
What's today's date?
We'll say, what time is it? I'll ask Lynda, what time is it? We're going, oh my gosh. How did the time?
May. You guys, we're almost done May. Like literally. So we got the 28th. So the 29th, the 30th, the 31st is what? Tuesday? Is that right? Did I count right?
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God.
31st is.
You guys, I'm so bad
Tuesday.
here. I'm looking at the count. 31st is on Tuesday.
So when's the
The third is on Friday.
So next Friday.
So we just have to get through this last week, and then starting Friday, expect everything to start moving forward.
Yes.
If you're holding off on a contract or a decision or anything like that, look for Friday. Friday things open back up again and starts going the right direction. And
got the support
things moving
in.
ahead with like full speed, right?
Yes.
Is it just going to be like massive momentum forward, do you think?
I think it's just going to keep building up. Things are just going to keep picking up. So if you think it's been heavy now, I mean, as far as just things coming through so much, it's like being overwhelmed almost maybe. But a lot of that's going to be coming through the 3rd through the 12th because we have that Mercury going direct, and Pluto's helping it out in Capricorn, which is institutions, all those things, anything that works in society that has to be
that's not working.
Yeah.
So we can maybe look for some big companies to go. Maybe
just
that'd be great. Or institutions, could be governmental things.
It's setting things right because Pluto is there. It's setting all those things right. That's what started with all this, what Laura Walker calls second renaissance, taking things forward and coming out of the dark and making the changes. So there's a lot there. I see a lot coming up.
So now that's the positive. That's really positive then.
Yes.
So we just got to kind of like tough through the next week. Just get till Friday and everything's going to be peaches and roses or peaches and creams.
I'm not telling that lie.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the expert. Lynda. She's the expert.
I will paint the positive picture of how to use the energies, but I'm not going to say it's not going to be painful or there's not going to be.
Peaches and cream, you guys. Everything's going to be just fine.
I can't lie. I cannot tell a lie.
All right, let's go back here. Melanie really likes listening to us. Oh, yeah. You know what? There's certain people I can't listen to anymore right now, Melanie. It's, you know what? It's whatever you magnetricity. Magnetricity. You draw to and you repel from people, places, and things that work in your life. So just because you don't listen to somebody now that you used to listen to, doesn't mean you won't go back and listen to them again.
Right. Exactly.
Because I've had people, you know, that I listen to and then I don't for a while and then I come back, they pop up on my radar again. I listen and I'm like, oh, okay, you're back on that again. Good. You know, or like whatever.
Just pop up and you draw. Wait a minute, let me go back here. I haven't listened for a while. Just something. Yeah. You resonate as it comes, really, for sure.
Amy says, so refreshing. Thank you. She agrees with Melanie. And Melanie likes our tones. What odd to comfort the speed of talking. Wait. Oh, you like our speed of talk. Okay. I was like, wait, what? Are we talking too fast?
Uh-oh.
No, she likes our tones and our back and forth. It's really good. Hard to come by. You hear that?
It's funny because she'll start talking about something and then one of us will get sidetracked and the other will lose. Yeah, squirrel. That's
well,
we'll circle back around.
Our thing is squirrels, but it's also birds
and cats.
Cat. Gunshot.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was bad.
3 gunshots.
Yeah, I think the neighbor was cleaning up over there.
I was like, I have PTSD from those shots. No, it's not really. Let's see. Lynda listens. Oh, don't startle that one. Yes. You know what? I'm going to have to pull that video up and just play it for you guys one time just for the hell of it, because maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. Listen, Lynda. Like, little kid, so cute. All right.
I think I've kind of...
You guys got any questions?
Over most of the things that I was wanting to talk about. And I'm going to start diving in in 2 weeks again, or...
Do we know what's coming up? That you probably already have it. Yeah, you don't.
I haven't.
You won't look ahead.
No, I don't like looking ahead more than about a week. I mean, I'll look ahead for a month and I'll make little notes, but then I look as the week comes. I don't like to get too far ahead.
Hi, Melanie from Arizona. Nice to have you here with us. Hi. All right, it's real for me. No interest. Like so. Yeah, you got to go with sound resonation, sound frequency, because it's what feels good in your body. So if it doesn't sound good, you're going to be like, no, I just can't watch this. Even though, like, there was somebody, I'm not going to say who the person is, but there's somebody who had a YouTube channel and I just did not resonate with the sound, the frequency of the voice. It was just, it just was like what you would consider nails on a chalkboard, but you know.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just that way. But everybody seemed to like this person. They had a good following. They gave good information. It's just that I couldn't take it at that time. So I wasn't supposed to be learning from that person. Because I look at it like this. When you resonate with somebody, just like if Bev and I are sitting here having a conversation, whether we're live or not, right? If we're talking, she's the teacher, I'm the student. Sometimes I'm the teacher and she's the student. It's a reciprocal.
And that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
Definitely.
So when you're learning from somebody, if somebody's posting a video, you're not interacting with them, you're learning from them. So if they don't resonate with you, you're not supposed to learn from them. It's just not the right, and your soul knows where it wants to learn from. And you're lucky to be able to accept and learn from many, many, many different people. It's just what resonates and what doesn't. And sometimes you just need someone like Paul White Gold Eagle, who reads from all the sacred scribes of New Earth, and the tone of his voice, he's not doing all the earthquakes in the beginning, and he's giving sacred scribe readings. And there's so many of them that just resonate. And
it does for me.
It feels
Thank
good.
you for sharing them with me, because I listen to it every day now. Just kind of
it's just a good update.
Start your morning,
because he picks different ones. Like sometimes Alexander, sometimes Leah Whitehorse. It depends who it is, on what day it is, or who's writing and who's publishing and who he picks.
And he does the astrology and talks about the Sabian symbols too.
Sabian
That's why
symbols.
The Sabian symbols he gives those for today.
Fascinate me. The Sabian symbols are fascinating.
I need to give you a copy while you're out here. I've got each degree point. Yeah, I want to give you a copy. So yeah,
score. Mic drop. There's a mic drop. All right, what else we got here? I would walk right into your Listen Lynda joke. I walked right into it. Yes, I did. Anytime Listen Lynda comes up, that's all I can hear is that little kid talking. And I actually could hear, when I saw the video for the first time, I could see his father speaking to his mother that way. And he was just mimicking his father's behavior. It was the funniest thing. Did you ever see that video?
No.
I'm going to play you that video. About. All right, go ahead. I'm playing the video.
I'm pretty good here. I mean, unless anybody's got any questions.
Yeah, if you got any questions, let Bev know. I'm going to pull up the Listen Lynda video. Thanks, Melanie.
I never seen it.
I wish I could play it for you guys at the same time. This one, you've never seen this one?
No, I've never seen it.
All right. Oh, we got a commercial. Kermit the Frog. All right, you guys. Oh, wait, 2 ads. Of course it's monetized. Yeah. Of course it's monetized. It's got 32 million views.
Listen to me. Like I do this all the time when I play God. At the house to the door.
Don't watch it anymore.
Okay, but I have to yell at you guys. Okay, what? Everything they do at this house, you can't trust everything at Grandma's house. Okay? Okay, then what? Then you're not listening to me. Then you're not listening to me. I asked you not to do something. No, but listen to me. Okay. If you do something, if you get that bird thing off, you're gonna break it. Okay, but I'm letting you know that you cannot. No, lick it. You're not listening to me. Lynda, listen to me now. Listen to me now. Listen to me. No, you're not listening. I said no cupcakes.
That's why I didn't have children.
And you try to get cupcakes and you try to ask Grandma.
Okay.
Didn't you? Lynda, lick it. If you do something wrong, if you get close, you can't even get them. You're gonna burn your butt. What's gonna burn your butt?
Oh my
you and Kevin don't listen, so I have to give both of you guys pop-pows in your butt. But Lynda, Grandma can't give you pop-pows in your butt. No, he's not. I have to. You don't want me to hit Kevin, or you don't want me to spank you? No. Why? Because anybody wants to spank me. Then I have to spank Kevin. But he's my little pop-ups. He's your little pop-ups, but he doesn't listen. But Lynda, honey, look at this. Right now, we can't do anything if we can't get everything out of the box. We're gonna break everything down. I'm not breaking anything down. I'm just letting you know you cannot have cupcakes for dinner. Lynda, like this thing, I never belong to you. Anything, you can get anything and anything and anything. I'm done arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. You need to listen to the things that I say because I'm the mom and I'm the adult. Listen to me. All the time to get them this thing.
Kids,
this
kids.
thing.
He's trying to get those
I'm
customers.
done arguing with you. Lynda, I'm done arguing with you.
He's cute. He is.
All
He's
right.
adorable.
That was it. That was 32 million and one views now.
Wow. I'm glad you
I don't
shared
know.
that. Yeah, I'd never seen that one before.
Yeah, so that is the Listen Lynda video that everybody jokes about.
Okay, now I know because I had never seen it. Yeah.
Now you know. Never tire of the video, Lynda. Yes, Melanie. Yes. Yes. Thank you for sharing that so I could share it. I wasn't planning on it. I figured you saw it already.
No, I hadn't seen it.
When you're listen, Lynda, whenever you hear that, that's what that's from.
Okay, now that I know. Yeah. No, I had this. I told you I've been under a rock. I've been studying
It's all
astrology
good.
for 5 years. I ain't done much else,
Who's
really.
Brian Scott, Betty? Brian Scott on YouTube. Is he an astrologer?
I'm not sure who. I saw that name go up earlier.
Be crying or pouting, wouldn't be able to do it. Oh, hunting. How did that come up? I think I'm missing something here. Oh, ride on the gator.
Did we miss a bunch? What happened?
Did I say something earlier about the ride on the gator?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay.
I think you did.
On the earlier video.
Oh, I think that's what it was. Yeah.
I might have said that because I didn't publish that yet. Oh, all right. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, we did like a 30-minute ride on the gator, condensed into 20 seconds.
Yeah. There it is, Brian Scott. Betty was talking about Brian Scott. I've never heard.
Oh.
I don't know who Brian Scott
Yeah,
is.
Betty, is Brian Scott an astrology guy? Yes, he's a major one. I can't anymore, but I love him.
Huh. I haven't run across him.
Brian Scott. No, never heard of him. Okay, well, I'm glad we're making you laugh. All right. So, all right, let's do a little wrap up then. Let's see if anybody has any questions, put them in now. We'll get to them right before we end this, but let's do a little astrology wrap up.
Okay.
So let Spirit come in and just, if you're going to give somebody advice for the next week, maybe, energies they're dealing with, just quick bullet point tips, maybe, something like that. We're making this up on the fly.
Really, what I'd say is just watch impulsiveness, watch your temper, walk away. Just now is not the time to have that conversation. Wait till Mercury goes direct because we're going to have support for things like that. People are just very short-tempered. Give yourself a lot of extra time if you need it because we have all these downloads and things coming through. Keep hydrated, get rest, listen to your body. Just know that there's major stuff coming through and just try to stay grounded. And if it means detaching from the media, I've pretty much detached from it. I catch things here or there. I'll look like, yeah. And that's it. I've had to walk away. In the last week, I had to because it just was bothering me too much. So now is the time to do that. If you can't stay grounded, you feel it's messing with you, it can take your light down and mess with you spiritually. So yeah, if you have to walk away from it, do it.
Yeah,
Just
remember we're talking about, be kind. We're talking about not being food and all that. We don't want to give in to the fear no matter what. Everything's going to be okay. And you just have to keep telling yourself that mantra. So like I like to say too, being patient and being flexible is just putting yourself in the now moment. So having that mindfulness gives you the ability to be patient and to be flexible. And I just kind of said that earlier today, and it just kind of hit me like, oh yeah, that's a good tip. Because that's what I do to, it's not like I'm getting better at patience or getting better at being flexible because I'm a Taurus, I'm double Taurus. So I'm a little stubborn. It's hard to be flexible for me. It was challenging, but I find instead of trying to be more flexible and going against my nature, or instead of trying to be like less stubborn or more patient and striving for something that maybe I don't have in my bank, what I do is I'm focusing all my energy on staying fully present where I am, with the exception of being live and trying to be fully present with Bev while reading your comments, because that's challenging. Yes. So I do my best, but whatever situation comes up, just try to be as fully present in that moment as you can, giving your full attention to whatever you're doing. And if you have to multitask, that's okay. But whatever you're doing, just be fully there. And that will reflect as you having more patience and more flexibility because you're able to go with the flow better. It makes you more fluid, I think.
And with the Gemini energy, Gemini is an air sign, so it's all about thinking. Gemini is a great multitasker. but it can get overwhelmed with things that are going on right now. There's so much. And as Mercury goes direct, just stop and think, because it's going to feel like an overwhelm in the mind. And that's why I'm talking about stepping away from things too.
And
because it's going to come in and it's just there's going to be so many things floating around. It's always a high time of year when the sun's in Gemini, because it's, again, the air sign about communications.
And Gemini's the mind, you said, right? It's communication,
it's
intellect and mind. And
intellect, how you learn, it also deals with siblings. It's about how you have your first experience of learning in life. Okay. So it can go back to the family and home and what you saw, your first experience outside of yourself, because it's it's a third sign. So as you're walking around the chart there, so that's like the first air sign.
So that's like the toddler.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very curious, but you need to just know that don't overwhelm yourself, because it'll have 4 different rabbit holes that you want to go down. Pick one, because Gemini, I'll start this and then I'll go to the next one. I have strong Gemini in my chart, so I know that.
I wonder if I do. I don't know.
But take a look.
You have my chart here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I guess we'll take a look. We'll see.
We will.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Well, let's see. Is there any questions from you guys? Last time. What? Space, trust, hope. Open heart. Go within and stay in open heart space. Trust yourself. Yes.
My mom used to say,
I'm going to put that
follow your heart and you'll never go wrong.
I love it.
That's what she always said.
It was the last video when I first met Bev. Oh, okay. We were talking about fond memories. I'm like, we'll be able to
Sure what we're talking about.
Quit thinking about them. Okay. And that makes sense. The toddler. Well, yeah, too, with Gemini. So if you're only going around once, he would be the toddler. But like if he's the toddler and you go through the whole thing as a toddler, then when you grow up, he could still evolve beyond a toddler, right?
Yeah.
But if you're just going around one time, he would be a toddler.
Right. So it's
Aries,
like the
Aries, then Taurus, then Gemini, right?
Right. Gemini is the third sign, so it's your first air sign. Okay, so you have air, water, all those in your chart. So it's the first. It's the first one. Then it goes to Libra's the next air sign. And then I think it's Aquarius is the next air sign. So there's 3 air signs.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the stages as you go. Again, a process. Yeah. I'll show you some of that stuff on the chart later. Yeah.
Just don't say it. It's a process. Don't say it like that.
I will not say it. At least I'll sit across the room if I do.
Well, if you're only going to live 12 years, then you would be 3 years old when you're a Gemini. You're going to live 24 years, and you would be 6 years old as a Gemini.
You just take it all around. It's all about
48
evolution.
years, you would be 12.
Evolution, not a cycle. There we go. How you like that?
Oh, evolution, not a cycle.
Yes.
Not a process, you mean.
Yeah, I'm getting brain dead. I've looked at too much astrology.
It's all good. This was great. All right, friendly reminders. Thank you both. Enjoy your time. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for being here.
We love you guys.
Somebody got some out of it and help somebody out there.
And that's all there is to it. I still have a comment floating up here. All right. Well, you guys can always check out Bev's website if you want a personal reading. I wanted to give a shout out to all my patrons. Thank you so much for being a patron and supporting me. I absolutely love you guys, and I love you on YouTube. Even if you're not a patron, I still love you. I appreciate you very much. If you want a backstage pass, go on over to my Patreon. And if you want a reading from Bev, check out her website or go to mysoulsongs@gmail.com. She'll discuss like price or process or how that works. And also I want to give a shout out to Stephanie, Sister Stephanie in Michigan. If you catch this later, you're not here live in the comments, but I want to give you a shout out. Again, thank you so much for the little goodies you sent. They're delicious. I appreciate you. I love you, sister. And what else? Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
I guess that's right. All right. Well, you guys, remember to be just a little bit better today than you were yesterday. And
don't be food.
We love you guys.
Take care.
Peace.